great opportunity, and I miss you really. I remember so much that when I met recently, it was for 2 years ago, I think, in Jerusalem, in one of the very nicest hotels, and it was a big fun. I felt the energy and the love, and I'm so glad to be here again. So I want to start with very small story. For 3 years ago, I was invited to a roundtable at the Knesset, and the roundtable speaks about about Israel and the diaspora, about the relationship. So the previous member of Knesset, Michael Oren, asked me, "Tell me, why do you invited to this table? Just tell me." He really asked. It was not so ignorant. Yeah, he just asked, and I said, "Listen, Mike, you have to know, I also immigrate to Israel in the age of 20. Sorry, from where?" And I said, "Listen, I immigrate to Israel in the age of 20 from Mea Shearim." It's very a famous neighborhood in Israel. But who knows Mea Shearim could understand why I immigrate to Israel in the age of 20. So he said, "Menachem, now you can lead the table. You are coming from the real diaspora." Why I immigrate to Israel? Because I'm coming from a community that the most important thing is just to sitting and studying Torah. This is the most important thing. I didn't know ABC. I didn't know the multiplication table. I didn't know all those things. So I have any chance to be integrated in the Israeli society. Maybe I can be very, very a good Yiddish teacher. That could be a good idea, but not, or a cashier. I really cannot integrate it in Israel workforce. And this is very sad. So I am a part of more than 1 million people, ultra-Orthodox community in Israel. So in 2028, 40% of all our first graders in Israel, will be members of the Haredi community. This is enormous and a dramatic change. Just imagine how Israel could look like in the coming years if we are not going to interfere, if we're just going to let the things going. I live next to Jerusalem. I have a city, and 60% of the kids are under the poverty line. It's very sad, very, very sad. It's damaged not only themselves, it damaged the community, it damaged the economic system of Israel, and it could produce hateness and fear and all those kinds of stereotypes and very bad things. So when I'm 20 years old, when I'm 20 years, I have only two options. Or I'm staying and studying Torah all day long. Not everybody can. I will tell you a story about. Or I will need to leave completely the studying Torah to dedicate to studying academic studies. And this is or. I cannot combine both of them. And I will tell you, both of them is much better than just separate, because someone is lost his belonging from the community. It's not good for him. It's not good for him. So I will tell you something more. Most of the Haredim who goes to the academic, they are dropping out. They're not surviving. And the details and all the researchers shows that in the age of 20 to go in university, it's just a failure. It's not going to work. 24 from 100 people are staying. The rest of them are just dropping out. It's crazy. It's crazy. So how do you can compensate knowledge in one year that people knows in 20 years? This is such a big gap. It's impossible. And I come from a lot of pain, because just imagine me for 22 years ago, I'm now 43. And just imagine for 20 how I felt. I will tell you something. I become a counselor at the age of 21 for Russian immigrants. And a very little child, it was 12 years ago, came to me because as a counselor in dormitory and said, Menachem, please, can you help me do my homework in mathematics? And I didn't know, I didn't know nothing. And I was really embraced. So I said, listen, I'm not sure if I know. So it was very clever child and said, oh, mathematics is really hard, but maybe you can help me in English. So I understood that I'm really in trouble. I'm really, really in trouble. This was giving me a very big motivation to start my journey. So what I said, Baruch Hashem, I'm very, very happy that I had the first degree and a second degree from Hebrew University in public policy. And I think to myself, now it's a time to open a pre-academic program in Hebrew University just for Haredim. They should come in, they should close gaps, and then, very good, they can go to university, they can learn science and everything. It's a good idea, and I was really, really blessed to open this system in Hebrew University in 2012. It's like old story. It's like for 8 years ago. I do so much things since then, but in 2012. So I was so excited. I said, Baruch Hashem, now Haredim will be integrated in Israel. They will have good studies, Hebrew University, the best university in Jerusalem, in Israel. And I was so excited, but very soon I find out it's very good, but for the few, the majority is like almost 50% dropped out. I want to tell you, I'm very, very, very proud about this project. And I will tell you why. Because today, I have someone who called me, Menachem, because of you, I finished yesterday to become a doctor, to become a clinic, how do you say? Yeah, a doctor. So, and I said, because of your mechina, you push me. They have now 15, 10 and 5, 15 people, because of the mechina who are studying in the clinic faculty. And we have in science, we have in all those kinds of things, and it's Baruch Hashem amazing. But this is not for the majority. This is not for the, so I was very sad, and I understood, no, we need to do something different. So what I come up with idea, and to open the first Hasidic, Israel have Hasidim, Lithuanian, and Sephardi. It's tiered. And I'm coming from a Hasidic background. I love everyone. I have friends in the secular section, everyone. I'm very, Baruch Hashem, very integrated in Israel. I love every human being. Jewish, and this is what I educate my kids. I love everyone. But to combine secular studies and religious, it's crazy. But sometimes I'm naive, and it's a good idea. It's sometimes good to be naive, okay? What happened is I go to so many friends, and I took from them advice, and I asked what do you think about the idea? And what do you think? And everybody told me, Menachem, I think you are crazy. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. I think, and a very bad moment I got from one of my close friends and said, Menachem, I think you need to see a psychology right now. You are completely disconnected. I remember the words, and I felt so bad. My self-image went down. I felt like terrible. But I said, no, I want to do something in Israel. I don't want that your kids and your grandchildren, when they will come to Israel, they will see very bad Israel. So, you know, sometimes some people, if there is, sometimes if it's if something not good happens, there is three ways how to react: or to do nothing, or to complain. It's very Jewish, yeah, or to try to change in your community. So I decided, no, I'm gonna do something to change. So I will tell you, I didn't tell about this story, but I feel very honest with you and very open. And I love you so much. I feel very good to tell you one story. Before I opened the school, I organized very big event. And I said for many people, so you don't need to send their kids, just listen. I make very nice presentation, and I took very big, a nice place with it should be prestigious, with kavod, with respect. And so many people, because he's gonna come, we're gonna come, and I made 150 people. And I will tell you, when I made the simulation, how I'm gonna present, I tried to understand if someone in the end of the hall gonna ask me a question, how is gonna respond. I made a simulation, it was amazing. And the great day came, yeah, only 5 people came to this event. 2 of them didn't have even child. I don't know why they came. It was so sad. And I want to tell you, it was a nightmare night for me. I feel so sad. I said, all my friends are really right. They know what they're talking about. Why I'm not listening? I bring myself, it's not kavod. I'm completely crazy, Menachem, what you're doing. It was very, very bad feeling, but you know, I don't need to tell you, but when you feel it's something true, you can overcome everything. And I get up in the morning and I said, I'm gonna open a school even for 2 kids. I'm gonna do the best what I can. The rest is not in my what I can do, that's what I'm doing. So this was the first challenge, to open a school. And by the way, we opened a school only for 14 kids, 10 and 14, okay? I'm saying number, I'm very bad with numbers, so I'm gonna show. So we opened a school, and this was the first challenge. You know what was my second challenge? How I'm gonna take Haredi Orthodox kids, and I want should stay inside the community. I don't want to make them secular. Just be a normal person. Boti mi a mensch. Let's have your skills to the new world. Be integrated in Israel. Take a part in Israel. Stay Haredi. It's okay. I'm very pluralist, yeah? If a pluralist, you'd have to also respect Haredim. But how I can educate them? They should raise the solidarity inside the Haredi community. How they should respect the secular. How they should be. And this is not easy, because you have very little kids and you have families behind them. And I decided the Memorial Day, I will make a big event. And I want to show you right now, I'm going to share the screen, very short video. We will just give a look, and then we'll come back to continue the story, and then absolutely opening all the questions. And I hope you understand my English, even I didn't speak until the age of 20, okay? So, bבקשה. כולם, אני הולך עכשיו לתת לכם תמונה. אני רוצה שתגידו לי מה התמונה הזאת מעוררת בכם. אוקיי? אני רוצה שתסתכלו טוב, תתבוננו במשך דקה אחת. תסתכלו טוב בתמונה, אני רוצה שתנסו לחשוב מה זה מעורר בכם. Sorry, but I am trying to make it much more clear. My internet here is not the best, but just for a second, please. Let's see, maybe we'll do like this. Okay, I'm going to put it back to the same value. I'm sorry. Works.
מה התמונה הזאת מעוררת בכם?
Oops.
אוקיי? אני רוצה שתסתכלו טוב, תתבוננו במשך דקה אחת. תסתכלו טוב בתמונה, אני רוצה שתנסו לחשוב מה זה מעורר בכם. האם מישהו רוצה להגיד לי מה התמונה הזאת מעוררת בו באופן אישי? מה הוא מרגיש כשהוא מסתכל בתמונה הזאת? כן, נעתי.
אני מרגיש סוג של רחמים על הילד הזה, וגם אני משתתף איתו בצער.
I'm sorry.
וגם סוג של פחד.
I don't want to waste your time. אוקיי, יש סקר.
שהוא מתגעגע מאוד לאביו.
שנייה.
למה הוא מתגעגע לאבא שלו?
שאין אותו עכשיו, אז...
I'm going to close it just for a second. Okay. I'm so sorry. My internet is not so stable, but I'm again here. And I will give you very short. I will send you later a link to the movie. You can see it. There is also subtitles. But about the Memorial Day, it's very dramatic. It was a television program that just show a little bit what's going on here. And the guy that he recorded the school, he just came inside the Memorial Day. And it was a member of Knesset, Dov Lipman. So Dov Lipman, I didn't know. He cut the memorial event and just spread it out at the Memorial Day, and it was very viral. Hundreds and thousands of people watched this movie. And it was very moving because it's the first time it gives a glimpse inside the Haredi community that celebrate, they do something in a very sad day, and it's very dramatic. You're gonna see it, and it's very a special movie, how I can educate to solidarity. So, and I have to say, I paid very high prices. There was one of my teachers, he said, Menachem, English okay, mathematics okay, but Zionism, please, it's too much for me. So he said, I'm gonna leave now. And I said, okay, you are loyal to your values. I'm also loyal to my values, but I'm the boss here, so you have a good time. And it's not easy, how to deal. But now it's very simple. I can tell you there is so many Haredim to watch. We have any access to the internet, right? But everybody saw it. It's interesting. And that's why people say, you know, the Zoom company, the CEO, he said, I want to come to Bnei Brak to see how Zoom works without internet. It was really crazy. Everybody has, I think I will give you some answers about those questions. So this was my second challenge. And Baruch Hashem, now we have 6 schools in 3 cities, and we are almost 1,000 kids. This is, ladies and gentlemen, you should know, in terms of Haredim, it's a miracle. And I will tell you something more. Because of the coronavirus, we come up with a new idea to open a virtual school, a Haredi virtual school. They should have access to English, to math, to science, to everything. We are working very hard. And we're gonna launch this very soon. So this is a life's mission, how to make the Haredi community to from one side, stay Haredi, but the other side, please, you cannot be isolated anymore. It's impossible. When I will tell you a crazy story. I give a speech for young leaders in the Frisian ministry in Israel. It was American leaders. And I explained them with pathos, what is Min Shearim? Why there is very high walls to protect ourselves, to be isolated. And one of the the young leaders says, "Do you mean Meha Sha'arim next to the?" Yeah, he says it's next here. Yeah, it's very interesting what you're saying because I work in Meha Sha'arim with a group, and I have application that people who belong to the LGBT community they can find out if there is spots inside around you. So it was really interesting if there is walls and no access to the wall, if there is any spots in Mea Shearim. And she said she find 32 spots. Okay? 32 spots they find in the area of Mea Shearim. So I mean, you cannot pretend yourself anymore about to be isolated. So if you're not isolated, let's think what is our new ways to challenge with the new world. You cannot practice in a primitive way. So this is our mission. Now we have graduate boys, they are learning in university. We have many of them. One of my graduates is now a climate change activist, the first Haredi Hasidic climate change activist. And we have so many amazing stories. And you know, it's Baruch Hashem, it's like a dream come true. It's possible, it's not easy. I'm showing you the right, the right side of this story. But what I'm doing now, you know what? And I will finish with this. That my students don't need to immigrate to Israel. They know ABC, they will know math, they will be a part of Israel, and Israel and married to them, they will look different. And this is, Bezrat Hashem, one of our greatest missions. So thank you. This is just my opening now. You can feel free and asking and speaking. And if you want, I can continue. I can make a seminar for 2 weeks if you want.
Thank you. I think I'm going to actually go back a step because can you all hear me okay? Just your connection was a little fuzzy. And I think we missed a little bit of the introduction of who you are. So I'm going to say a little bit to our online community. We have over 100 people, more than that, we have 120 or so people watching this, participating in this. I want them to know who you are, and then I'll try play that video from my computer so they can get that.
Get
the power. So
okay.
the person we've been interacting with, Rabbi Menachem Bombach, is a community leader and educational entrepreneur in the Haredi community in Israel. He studied at the Vizhnitz Ahavat Yisrael yeshiva and the Mir yeshiva. So what kind of chassid are you? What's your chassidic group? What's your community, like what chassidic community are you from? Can you hear me? Am I not on?
Well, I'm coming from Vizhnitz, yeah.
Yeah, so you're a Vizhnitz chassidic, okay.
Yeah, but if my rabbi is gonna have someone more like me, is gonna finish his job.
Okay. And you have a bachelor degree in education from Moreshet Yaakov College and a master's degree in public policy from Hebrew University. I understand you also were at Harvard Business School. Were you there?
Yeah.
What was the capacity?
I studied in Harvard Business School. What?
What did you study at Harvard Business School?
For 2 years ago, this is my, if you want to see, my Harvard Business School certification.
Are you the first Haredi graduate of Harvard Business School?
I think so.
He's the founder and head of Netzach Haredi Educational Network. That's what he was talking about, which combines religious and secular studies. For those of you who don't know, the reason that this is monumentally, incredibly unusual and important in Israel is until this happened, the Haredi world only studied religious studies. And what Menachem was telling us is he introduced secular studies. You haven't told people the ramifications to you and your family for doing that. So what happened when you started the school?
Yeah, for sure. There was some people who was against the idea, so they demonstrate. But what we're doing is much more greater and stronger than anything else. So I'm not putting attention too much to people who are against the idea.
Right, and what the video that Menachem tried to show, which I will try to share right now, it created a big stir in Israel because it was a video it shows him teaching his students about Yom Hazikaron, Israel's Memorial Day, not America's Memorial Day, for its fallen IDF soldiers. And in the Haredi world, historically, it's not a day that's observed. Correct, Menachem?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure people are going to ask you questions about that.
Yeah, okay.
But let me try share it. So hold on, let's see if it works on the side.
Yeah.
you all see that?
צהריים טובים לכולם. אני הולך עכשיו לתת לכם תמונה. אני רוצה שתגידו לי מה התמונה הזאת מעוררת בכם. אוקיי? אני רוצה שתסתכלו טוב, תתבוננו במשך דקה אחת. תסתכלו טוב בתמונה, אני רוצה שתנסו לחשוב מה זה מעורר בכם. האם מישהו רוצה להגיד לי מה אישי? מה הוא מרגיש כשהוא מסתכל מזה בתמונה הזאת? כן, נתי.
אני מרגיש סוג של רחמים על הילד הזה, וגם אני משתתף איתו בצער, וגם סוג של פחד.
תודה. כן.
שהוא מתגעגע מאוד לאביו.
That he really misses his father
שאין לו אותו עכשיו, אז
because he doesn't have
סוג
him
של
now.
חוסר אונים, לא יודע מה לעשות עם עצמו, פשוט לשכב על הקדר ונרדם.
תנסו לחשוב על ילד קטן שאבא שלו יצא להילחם כדי שהרבה אנשים יוכלו ללמוד תורה, כן? והוא מתעכב, ואמא מנסה להגיד אולי הוא יחזור, ועובר עוד יום ועוד יום, ועדיין לא יודעים, ועד שבא מישהו ובא לבשר להם שהוא נהרג. תנסו לחשוב, להיכנס שנייה לחוויה של הילד הקטן הזה, תנסו לחשוב האם בכלל החוויה הזאת יכולה אי פעם בחייו להשתנות. אני מדבר עכשיו ממקום של רגש עמוק שדיברנו עליו כל הזמן, רגש של הכרה טובה. שיש אנשים שהם עושים את מה שהם עושים מתוך אמונה שהם באים להגן על הארץ הזאת. אנשים שמשלמים מחירים מאוד מאוד כבדים, מבלי להיכנס איפה אנחנו עומדים בזה, אוקיי? אבל זה מאוד מאוד ברור שאי אפשר להתעלם מהמקום הזה.
זה יום מורכב עבור הציבור החרדי ועבור בומבך. איך מתווכים אותו לתלמידים שמעולם לא ציינו את היום הנורא הזה.
יש סיפורים שונים, כל שניים. אני מציע לכם שתקראו את זה לא קריאה שטחית, אלא קריאה מעמיקה. נתי בבקשה.
ומדובר כאן על רועי קליין, שהוא התאבד נשכב על רימון כדי להציל את חיי חבריו. בלי קשר לעוצמה ולאמיצות לעשות כזה דבר, למות על קידוש השם ולהציל כל כך הרבה אנשים, ועשה את המעשה הגיבור הזה במקום להינצל ולהמשיך לחיות חיים רגילים. מה שכל אדם היה רוצה או עושה לעשות. הוא צעק שמע ישראל, כשזה מראה על סוג של אמונה ישר בשנייה.
שברגע הכי קריטי בחייו, נכון? הכי מתמסר וקפל שמע ישראל. יופי, תודה רבה. תודה רבה לנושא. מה שאנחנו יכולים לעשות, להגיד פרקי תהילים לכל חייל עם השם שלו ושם ההורים שלו. כל אחד יגיד את הפרק שלו ויזכיר את השם של החייל שהוא נהרג. אז חי מנחם, אתה תחלק כאן, בסדר? בשורה הזאת. שימו לב שלמטה יש שם של החייל.
בצהוב.
בצהוב, כן. אז בבקשה, אנחנו יוצאים שקט, כל אחד מחזיק את הדף ואומר. תפילו לדוד, עתי אדינוי אוזנכו ענני, קוני והביינוני, שומרו נפשי, יחוסידוני. אוי שעבדכו עתו, אלוהי עבדתך אליכו. חונני אדינוי תלכו אקו כל היום. כי עתו אדינוי טוב וסלו ורב חסד לכל קורכו. אני מבקש משיעור ג' לבוא לכאן ולהדליק נר. אוקיי? כן. שיעור ב'.
So hopefully you all got to see that, and you can watch it. I put a link into the email. So this video, Menachem, I think you're on mute, but oops, hold on. Can you guys hear me okay? Menachem, would you unmute?
Yeah. So, okay. So I want to tell you one story, a little story about, you need to close.
Yeah,
you need to close
I'm trying to close it. It's at,
yeah. Okay. So I want to tell you one story about this viral movie. A day after it was published, came to me a Chabad, Hasid Chabad, Chabad Hasid, yeah? You know, Chabad Kesek. Everybody knows Chabad. Coca-Cola and Chabad, everybody knows. So he came to me and said, Menachem, I live in Rehovot. Rehovot is about 45 minutes from Jerusalem, and said, Menachem, I want to speak with you. And he came to the office. He said, listen, he started crying. He said, listen, he started crying. And I said, you want maybe water? I didn't know what he wants. I was shocked. And then he relaxed himself a little and said, listen, I came in my name of my family, to say you thank you. Why? Because we have a grandmother, 87 years old. She lives in a kibbutz. She's a Holocaust survivor. And she hates Haredim. She don't like Haredim, let's say like this, okay? And one of her kids and grandkids become Haredim. And she was so frustrated. And she said, I don't want any connection with those kids. 17 years, they try to convince, to speak, to make some dialogues, nothing. And they appreciate her very much. She's very brilliant and especially woman, very intellectual woman. And it was so frustrated. And last night, she asked for all family, please come to my house. It was very dramatic. No one knows why she invited us to her house. Maybe she's gonna finish her life. It was a very dramatic moment. And before she started speaking, she said, please, before I'm gonna say you something, I wanna ask you all to watch this movie. And she asked them to watch the movie what you watch now. And then she said, I didn't know there is some cultures. And I'm so sorry for all those years we was not connected. So I'm just invite you to reconnect our family again. I'm so sorry about those years. It was such a moving moment for the family. And even now when I'm saying I'm full, I feel like, wow, it's unbelievable. I get another mail from a guy, he's 91 years old. And he said, I'm a Holocaust survivor, almost to die. That's what he write, almost to die. And I'm thank God, I'm still alive to see the what you're bringing to Israel. So it's, this is to make breaches. We know, everybody know about the Bambi's pizza. Everybody loves pizza. And Bambi's Pizza, she was a very famous woman in Israel, a journalist. She passed away for 2 years from cancer. We worked together in Mandel Institute. I'm still in Mandel. I'm leading a project for Haredi leaders. They should be more leaders and to do more things in the community. So she said, imagine a pizza. Every slice present a sector in Israel, every slice. And just imagine the pizza, the people who are in the center of the pizza are very close to each other, even you are belong to a different sector. That means sometimes you can speak with the other sector who is in the center, than in the same sector who are on the edges. Because in the edges, they're gonna stay forever. It was in the first temple, the second temple. You know, extremism is a part of our life. Every socialist knows about. But in the center, we have a lot of people who know the common goods. And they want common goods. We have common interests. So we need to focus into wider the center. This is amazing a way out to look about the complexity in Israel's society.
So I want to make sure you all know. So when I promised you a true trailblazer in the Jewish world, you're meeting one of them right now. A few questions for you, Menachem. One is, how many schools are now in this network, and where are they in Israel?
Yeah, we have Bet Shemesh, Beitar in Yerushalayim.
Beit
And we have
Shemesh.
now 6 schools,
Okay.
Bet Shemesh, Yerushalayim, and Beitar. We have for boys and for girls. People think the only problem is for boys, but this is very, very a big mistake. I want to tell you, there is now a slave market for women, because women, they don't have job, so we give them some, a very, very low income. Just do if they will go to a very high and good place, they can get much more better wages. They can get much more, but the community says, okay, stay small, get small incomes, and this is not really what changed the economy of Israel. So we come up with the idea to also influence the girl system. Also, I'm saying again, to influence, I mean, stay Haredi. You don't need to change your identity, but be different. Be different, be with love and with loyal to the community and with obligation. That's the voice. Yeah.
Ken Levin asked the
All
question, what's the attitude of the 2 chief rabbis to what you've been doing, and where do you get your funding from?
Okay, so about the chief rabbis, I never, if you know the chief rabbis in America sounds like the big leaders that everybody's listening to them. It's not, okay? So they're not playing a very big role. It's just the imagination of people outside Israel. In Israel, there is no leaders, okay? That's very sad. Even in our Orthodox community, there is local leaders. So I have very good connection with some of them. They absolutely agree. They know one of them give me public support, because also they're afraid from, if you're gonna say something, people not interpret, they'll think, oh, it's a way to change completely, and maybe they're gonna lose the control or maybe something else. So I have some support from some rabbis. But I will tell you what, when I start in Beitar Elite, the school, so I go to, the rabbis invite me from the community. They said, you have 7 days to leave the city. So non-Jewish friends said, go to the judge, and the judge said, you have 7 days to destroy your sukkah. 7 days. That's the way. That's the amount of the days that we need to hold the sukkah. So I said, okay, I need to leave in 7 days, but we are still here, and we have support from so many rabbis, because when you speak to them, they know the problem. I came to one of the rabbis and I said, Rabbi, 30% cannot sitting and studying Torah all day long. They can't. They can't. I also couldn't sitting all day long studying Torah. It's really heavy. It's tough. So if you ask me, it's much more than 30%, but I didn't want to say much more because they're going to throw me out from his room. I wanted trouble. I want to make some communication, to discuss with them. So he said, Rabbi Bombach, no, you cannot work anymore in education. And my heart fell away. So I asked him why. He They said, I would expect from a guy like you, you're academic and education, you should know the real number. The real number is 75. Okay, 75. It was an honest moment. It was an honest moment. And about your second question about the from where I get funding, the government gives us about 60% income comes from the government, and I'm working very, very hard to get money. I have some very big philanthropists and foundations that helps us, like the Federation of New York, Maimonides, Russell Berry. I have very good partners, people who knows what we are doing, but it's not enough. So if you know something, please don't hesitate. I have many projects. I do a lot of things. Of every dollar, I double $10. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. And you know who is the head of my board? Professor Yonatan Alevi. He's the president of Shaarei Tzedek Hospital. He's the head of my board. And it's not just a respect board. He's very involved in every detail. So it's funny, Haredi schools and Professor Yonatan Alevi is the head of my board. So if you know something, I know I'm not here but for fundraising. You can be relaxed. But if you know something, I'm telling you, I know what to do with the money. And you will know.
Do you, Batya Swed wants to know.
Aria, don't
Wait, are you,
it's okay.
Right. Are you trying to fundraise during my CSP fundraising period on my program? Wow. Very impressive. Very impressive. Do any of your students any of your students from your school serve in the military, and how do you deal with that issue with the Haredim in military? It's obviously a big issue in Israeli society.
There is some. I will tell you about the army. I'm used to say that once a society is moving from a minority to a majority, they start taking responsibility. So we're going to see much more and more Haredim being the army. It's still, I used to say I cannot solve all the problems in Israel, but absolutely there is some, yeah.
Do you feel, Alita want to know, do you feel you've had to compromise or have had challenges with your Haredi commitment in order to embrace this program and work with the secular world?
I would say something. I really respect Haredim that they have fear. You should know, I'm not, I don't know say in Hebrew, how do you say in English, kalut dat? I don't know. But I understand that those people who are, it's a circumstances. We have to understand from 70 years ago, the Haredim from 200 years ago was Haredim, was observant Jew. There was not observant Jew. This is the fact. This is the history. We cannot change it. And we know about for 200 years it started people who wants to be integrated into society and all those kinds of things, and now become secular. So the Haredi have fear they will have some influences from outside the community. And let's say there is now for the National Zionist community, for example, 50% become secular. Almost 50%. There is an argument between 40 or 50. And the Haredi knows about it for being open-minded. But you know what I'm saying? I'm saying in those days, if you're not acting, you will have much more outside. So I'm not an agent of change. I'm an agent to preserve the community. This is my voice. I can do things to preserve, but in a different way.
Ada Gilbert wanted to know what has made you do this? Like why did you take on this project?
I'm a crazy person. I'm sorry about that. I said I was naive. I didn't know. I couldn't expect the results. But when you feel you're part of the ignorance environment and you have no language with others, and I'm very blessed that God creates me with love. I love every person. What should I do? I cannot hate. I don't have the cheap of hate. I don't have. What should I do? And when I met once a secular, I said, this is a guy that I cannot speak to him. When I studied in Hebrew University, I met a righteous person. Even there were no kippah. with very deep values. This is shakeable, okay? This is a different kind that you was educated. And I think fear comes from not to be, if you're not certain, or you don't really convinced in your way, you don't have enough anchors, you're really afraid from others. So why Haredim are not really rooted inside? Yeah, they're not, don't have enough anchors. You know why? Because when you are focused on building walls, you don't have time to focus about the content. So you just focus about walls and walls and walls. And what's about the content? You know, every identity is based on 3 components: knowledge, identification, and practice. So if you give, for example, let's like someone have a sport identity, yeah? A sports person. He knows about sports, he's identified with sport, and he acts sport, he plays sport. That's the way. So in the Haredi community, we are much more focused, like 90% in the practice, not in the knowledge, okay? So the identification is not really true and strong. So that's why they really fear. Once they will be exposed outside the world, they're gonna lose and lose and lose. So we need to be very sensitive and to walk step by step and to understand the fear and to make sure you're not really, you know, make a mess in this system. So when I was a child and when I start feeling and just meeting people, I felt this is not what I want for my kids. And also it comes from a pain. You know, motivation has 2 sources. It comes from pain, okay, and pleasure. So you start in the beginning with a pain point. It's very strong point. It gives you a boost to do some changes, but it's for a short term. For a long term, you need pleasure. I'm now in a pleasure moment, but you should know it comes from pain. I just demonstrate the feelings that people ask me questions and I know how to communicate. I didn't know Hebrew. Can you imagine? I didn't know Hebrew.
I was going to ask, when did you first learn?
I know also Russian.
When did you first learn Hebrew?
When I was 17, 18, I spoke only Yiddish. And yeah, even now I have some mistakes in Hebrew, but I'm fine with.
So you speak Yiddish,
yeah,
Hebrew,
Yiddish,
English, and Russian.
Yeah.
That's like 4 more languages than Mike Rubin speaks. So 3 last questions. One is, well, that was one of them. When did you start speaking Hebrew? The second is, we have Haredim, obviously, in America. I know you come to visit America. You've been to New York. So how does your message play for the Haredi world in, say, New York City or New York State?
I have to tell you that there is so many people who have they write me emails. Just for an hour ago, I got a message from someone from Williamsburg. Everybody from Williamsburg. And we try to do some steps in the community. It's much more, I think, even they're open, going to agree with the academic world. If you are initiated, you have ideas, you want to be a businessman, it's okay. But the academic world is something that you have no end. So they're very frustrated. I think they dropped the number of dropouts in those communities very high, and they're also the community very frustrated, but still they, you know, it's like, you know, how do you say Batiana? You know the Batiana? I don't know. It's like a beard. They put the head in the sand. I don't know.
The ostrich.
Yeah, ostrich, yeah. It's like Tismonet Batiana. I don't see, I'm open. So they have many, we try to do many things. It doesn't work so well, but I have communication with, discussion with so many people there and dialogues. I also came once to some of the communities and I speak with them. They're very, very frustrated. But you know, I'm just mainly focused in Israel. And right. I believe we can find some agent to make some changes also in America, because you know also Meraki is suffering from those issues.
So the final question I have, and we have just a little bit of time left, is what is your opinion as to, I think we talked about it when we spoke a few weeks ago briefly, but to this whole phenomenon on TV with Shtisel and Unorthodox, and have you seen any pieces of those shows? And so what do you think, what's your take on this incredible Netflix phenomenon, a worldwide phenomenon of people wanting to learn more about or watch a Haredi, family? Anyway, just wanted to get your thoughts.
I have to say, I didn't know about. I have no time to dedicate to watch movies, so I didn't know. But when I come to America, and I visit one of my philanthropists, and they said, "You looks like someone from Shtisel. Are you from Shtisel?" And I didn't know what it mean. I said, "Shtisel." And I said, "For one, I will try. I figure I'm not Shtisel." And then I come to another one. He said, "You have some connection with you play." So I understand something going behind me. And then I watch some of the material. It's amazing. It's very, very authentic. And I understand why it was so popular. And the Jewish Federation, they asked me to come to speak to a very big event in one of the synagogues. They bring the actors just to say they also, the Jewish, they have connection also with the Haredi community, with the Orthodox community. So I know that it's a fantastic thing. I will tell you something, and this is very important. It's about, people ask me, why not to lose the Haredi? Okay? You're very open-minded, very liberal. Go. I will say there is a story about a lion. It was the lion, he came to the king and said, "King, I want to be married with your daughter." And the king said, "Wow, this is amazing. It's a good idea. Looking very impressive." So but lion, you understand you have nails, very big nails, and a little bit afraid from your nails. If you will have a weak moment, I think something could happen to my daughter. So he said, "Okay, give me 2 days." He went away and he come back 2 days with no nails. And then said, so the king said, "It's okay, but your tooth, it's very, I think it's you can damage her." So he said, "Give me 2 days." So he went and come days, in 2 days, and with no tooth. He said, now it's Baruch Hashem perfect, but still you have very much a lot of hair. And I think this can threatening. So he come back with no hair and said, he come back, he was so happy. "Now I can be married with you." And then the king said, "This is a lion look like. You look like a broken cat. I can't give you for my daughter." So this is something to say, if you're gonna compromise with your values, people will not respect you. And this is very big message. I'm also saying it's for inside the community. Respect your values, but be also open to others.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking time. For you, it's 11:30 at night. That may be the beginning of your day. I don't know, but you have a lot of energy.
I have old Steve. My staff is over here.
Yeah. So thank you for taking time. We really enjoyed meeting you when we were in Israel. I think the Podwalls are on this program, Rabbi Podwall and Dalia Podwall, and they stood up and gave you a standing ovation. They were so impressed to meet someone like you. So we're giving you a sitting ovation because we're doing Zoom. Mike Rubin is standing up. He's giving you a standing ovation. Alita's giving you a standing ovation. But
thank you, really, Michael, and thank you, Aleta. Thank you so much for listening, and for all of you. It was a great honor. Thank you so much. I would like and would love to come back and to speak to you.
Well, I hope that a day will come soon where you can get on a flight and leave Israel and not be quarantined for 2 weeks here. But we'll be back. We were supposed to be back in October. We had close to 80 people signed up to come to Israel in October with CSP, but we decided it'd be best if we push it off for a year. So we're going to come next October. So maybe we could say hi, drop in. You could see the group. We'll get a picture with you. Mike will get his annual picture with you. I think he has a good picture last time.
Okay.
So
thank you.
So So I will end on a note. Please do support CSP so we can continue to bring people like Menachem to you. And please do support people like Menachem so they could do the work that they're doing in Israel. If you have anybody that you know that can help Menachem in his pursuits, you can email me and I'll give you Menachem's email. And look up Menachem online. Watch that video again. People had asked me, know that it is just unique to have some kind of observance of Yom Hazikaron in the Haredi world. So you are a trailblazer, Menachem. Thank you for being with us. Thank you all. Have a great Wednesday, whatever day of the week it is.
Love you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you again. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Hannah Benkowski. Hi, Batya. I see you. I see Maria's there. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for your support, everybody. Thank you for supporting CSP. Many of you have sent in your donations, and I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.